ask yourself the God question? Do you ask yourself whether or if science and faith even fit together? Or do you ask yourself some version of this question? Are those things I grasp as true in faith really true? How do I know they're true? And what is the extent to which science plays a role in determining whether it's true? Do you ask yourself questions like this? Can you stop asking yourself questions like this? Well, I can't. My name's Greg Severn. I'm a physics professor here at the University of San Diego. The compelling nature of the search for understanding is so important. And if you feel like you're asking those questions too, you're in such good company. People across cultures and times have been finding these questions really, really, really compelling. They've written about it, they've talked about it, they spend their life in the search. And I'm going to come back to that in a minute. But let me just say that modern science hasn't settled these questions. It has only intensified them. And this search, in your search, in our search, it's like we want more light. And in Scripture, God is described as light. God is light, and in Him there is no darkness at all. That actually leads me to one of the episodes of the interaction between science and faith that I want to talk about, but I'll have to go into the lab and show you. What I want to show you is how physicists discover what light really is. Let me share an impactful encounter between science and faith. I'll call it the Let There Be Light episode. When I was an undergraduate physics major at UCLA, we were studying, it was Physics 110B, electricity and magnetism. It was the Maxwell's equations course. Before Maxwell wrote his dynamical theory of electromagnetic fields, there was electricity, magnetism, and optics, and they were all separate scientists. After this, they were all magisterially unified with this incredible synthesis. And all these equations have names. And so a divergence of E is rho over epsilon naught. That's Poisson's equations. All of these people made incredible contributions to the science. Curl of E depends on the time rate of change of the magnetic field. This is Faraday's law. And all these equations are important because together they give the electromagnetic wave equation for light. This is how physicists first understood that light is an electromagnetic wave with these equations. You see these on coffee mugs and t-shirts, and God said, and there's Maxwell's equations, and let there be light. It's just the most remarkable thing. Now, all of us as physics majors had to spend some serious quality time with these equations and learning about what you could do with them, and the incredible broad spectrum of phenomena that could be understood with just these four equations was just amazing. Let me tell you just a little bit about these quantities, these entities. The E's everywhere are electric fields, and the B's everywhere are magnetic fields. And this is a current density, and that's a charge density. But these operators, differential operators, when you see it dotted into a field, an electric field, that's a divergence operator. So think of the electric field as diverging from a point where that point is an electric charge. But the same thing can't happen for magnetic fields because there are no magnetic charges. All magnetic sources are dipoles, which means the field radiates from one pole and comes back in at the other. And so you have a little volume of space, and every field line that goes into it comes out of it. Its divergence has to be zero. That's so amazing. The curl of the rotational part of the magnetic field is created by electric currents. That's this side. And the rotating electric field is created by time-changing magnetic fields, which act a little bit like a current. It's amazing. All of these couple to give the wave equation for light. two scientists that especially encouraged on the one hand, my passion for physics and science, and at the same time, on the other hand, my discipleship in following God. Two scientists who profoundly influenced me that way, and those two are Michael Faraday and James Clerk Maxwell. Devout Christians who showed us how to follow God and follow physics, so to speak. I'm reading Psalms in the morning and the evening, and in Psalms 103, verse 11, the psalmist says, "For as high as the heavens are above the earth, so great is God's love towards those that fear Him." And that just hits me really, really deeply. It entirely flips the metaphor. Could it be that we're small, not because we're pointless, but we're small and the enormous grandeur of the universe as an image of the infinite depths of the love of God is so extravagantly big? Would God have shown that to us?